Batwoman has just officially wrapped up its second season on the CW, and already we're hearing news about season 3 when it comes to specifically casting. So I'm really surprised we're getting casting news already, but we are, and there's some pretty interesting stuff here, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for this. So this is an exclusive report coming from the Illuminati, a super reliable source. I guess consider this a rumor for now, but it's pretty likely to be true. So we've got a couple different characters here that there are casting calls out for. The first which being Jada Jett, who is described as a black woman in her late 40s to early 50s. Jada Jett is the CEO of Jett Industries, an impassioned industrious, and powerful woman who has worked her way to the top. Jada is exceptionally protective of her reckless and at times menacing son, Marquis. Jada has a deep past that forced to give up her first child, and while she has a good heart, she will do anything to protect her family. So, already right away with that first character of Jada Jett, whether that actually ends up being her real name or not, it seems pretty much like that is going to be Ryan's mother, because, of course, that was one of the big reveals in one of the last scenes of Batwoman Season 2 was that Alice revealed to Ryan that her mother is actually alive and she did not die during childbirth. So it seems like this is the character. Jada Jett is going to be revealed to be Ryan's mother, and now she's like this super rich CEO of Jett Industries, which it is definitely going to be the complete opposite of Ryan's life and the life she's been living. So she's probably going to start thinking about, like, man, imagine if this woman didn't give me up. I would have been living the rich life and all that good stuff. But it does say that she still has a good heart and she will do anything to protect her family. Wait till she finds out that her daughter is Batwoman. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be her mother. And like I mentioned earlier, she does also have a son. So this would also reveal that Ryan has a brother named Marquis Jett, who is Jada's son, a black man in his early 20s, described as a sexy playboy. Marquis has grown up in a luxurious lifestyle, too charming for his own good. Marquis brandishes his power with the attitude of a scoundrel. As a child, Marquis had a run-in with one of Batman's more dangerous villains, and his personality was forever changed, causing him to find delight in the suffering and terror of others, which can only be kept in check by his mother. Marquis hides his malice behind humor, but he is someone that shouldn't be crossed. Reckless, volatile, and with a proclivity for lashing out when triggered. So, wow, this actually really reminds me of the character of James Gordon Jr., who in the comics is the son of Commissioner Jim Gordon, the brother of Barbara Gordon, who seems very similar. He ended up getting messed up and he kind of went a little psycho and he became a murderous psychopath. So it sounds like Marquis could actually possibly be a villain for this season. Probably not the main villain, but definitely a villain and a threat when it comes to Ryan, especially like this guy sounds like he's already on edge and he's been living this luxurious lifestyle, and then wait till he finds out he has a sister. So there's that. But now, moving on to the final character in this report, we have Renee Montoya, who you may find to be a familiar name because she is an actual DC Comics character. She actually was an original character from Batman the Animated Series, very similar to Harley Quinn. And she was also recently in the Birds of Prey movie last year. So this is really a huge thing that this character is getting introduced to. I mean, she's not really like a big character, but still, at least it's a character that you're going to probably recognize. And she is a member of the GCPD, which makes sense because the Crows are no longer such a thing in the Batwoman universe. So hopefully that means we'll be putting more of a spotlight on the GCPD. But her character description says that they are looking to cast a Latinx or Afro-Latinx actress in her mid-30s to play Renee Montoya, described as a former GCPD officer who left the department due to GCPD's treatment of Gotham's marginalized citizens. Montoya has been relegated to a paper pusher, now in charge of the Freaks division in the mayor's office. Virtuous and practical Renee is on a personal and enigmatic mission to clean up Gotham's streets the right way by any means necessary. Renee Montoya is an LGBTQ+, and performers who identify as LGBTQ+, are encouraged to submit. So, again, definitely really interesting here that this character is going to be joining the season. It makes so much sense, and I'm really excited to see her. But now, finally, one thing I did also want to talk about is that one of the main cast members from the first 2 seasons of Batwoman is actually leaving the show, and that is, of course, Dougray Scott, who played Jacob Kane in the series. And yes, it's going to be sad that he's leaving the show and he's not going to be in season 3, but it makes so much sense because he already left Gotham City, and he really has no reason to come back. I mean, even if he did get out of prison, which is totally possible, he has no reason to go back to Gotham City other than, I guess, Mary, but they really don't have a great relationship, because Kate is gone, she's not in Gotham City anymore, and the Crows are no longer a thing, so he really has no role in Gotham City, and I feel like he really did have the perfect ending with his finally accepting Beth and Alice as the same person, and that whole thing. I feel like it was a great ending of the character, and again, he really doesn't have a role to play in this series anymore, so it makes sense. It's going to be sad that we're not going to see that character again, but I do think that he had a really good ending, and gives us more time to focus on these other characters. But anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this casting news for Batwoman Season 3? These new characters being introduced with most likely Ryan's mother and her brother, Renee Montoya, and the exit of Crow Commander Jacob Kane. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on